Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And this building is for sale in the city of Garden City. I think it was a family jeweler, a nice prominent building right on the southeast corner of Ford Road in Middle Belt. But yeah, but the clock needs adjustment. I'm a stickler for accurate timing. Nowadays, everybody's got their cell phone clocks, so it's not as big a deal, I guess. All right, well, it was a good cloud day here. Smiles are us. I just pulled over and was just checking out the scene, Dunkin' Donuts. But yeah, I wanted Village Plaza really caught my eye, way off yonder. That's Dearborn's white elephant. We have not figured out what to do with that yet. I've been monitoring the Dearborn Press and Guide, and I Google it. I'll put in Village Plaza and see if there's any updates, but there hasn't been any recent updates. The city of Dearborn, the demo board said, hey, it's got to come down, and I think that decision was appealed, but don't hold me to it. And so the process might be long and drawn out. I don't know. Near the Nissan dealership. Yeah, it was a good cloud day. The Heights Urgent Care taking you to new heights. And I live in Dearborn Heights, so that's close to the hood. All right, way off yonder, you can see a sliver of the moon. And I'm a big fan of the moon, so I like it when it's just a little sliver like that. It looks cool. Makes you feel like you're part of the universe or the cosmos. And I like planes too. I just have a few odds and ends, and then I'm going to go into the city of Plymouth and check that out for a bit. It'll be a short show today. I felt, the last few days I felt under the weather, so I didn't get out too much. Allergies, I don't know if it's the tree pollen or whatnot. Yeah, see the moon? It's kind of trying to hide there, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I've been not feeling all that great. Just coming out of it now. But hopefully I don't start coughing or hacking, because that's when I talk too much, it aggravates the throat. That's the main condition that's been bothering me. Hey, it's time to drink from the cup. This is the downtown Detroit map from a ways back. And building not approved. Got one of those from the city of Inkster. Here's a diversity puzzle. I got this from the last job I worked at. Spiritual, cultural, racial and ethnic, economic. These are all things that we have some diversity in. And so it's kind of a puzzle. It's kind of a puzzle that I could figure out. Just 9 pieces, and 8 of them are border pieces. So that's a puzzle I could work on. But yeah, with all this woke stuff and like diversity is not good and all that. Well, there's diversity in basically everything. And to put yourself up as the model citizen and everybody has to compare themselves to you is ridiculous, because we're all different. So Republicans want to think, oh, you're too woke and all that. And it's like that. All that's bullshit, really. We're all different, and we have diversity in any number of things, not just 9 items, but everything. And who wants to be the same as everyone else anyways? That would be kind of boring if we were all the same. Having a little diversity makes things interesting. All right. Oh, well, my niece said she was thinking of going to the Kentucky Derby, so I went through my collection. I have a bunch of these mint julep glasses from years past. And these are the collector items you want. Oh, there I go coughing. Okay, I've gone several times to the Kentucky Derby. I think I'm going to skip this year. Next year is 150, so I think I'm going to try for that one. It's like a 7-hour drive from the Detroit area, something like that. And it's one of those national things where you have to do it at least once in your lifetime, I think. Kind of almost like maybe going to the Indy 500 or the Super Bowl or something along those lines. These are tulips, right? I'm not that much up on flowers and stuff. I think those are tulips, but yeah, the city of Plymouth and the Penn Theater is a historic theater. It's a Wonderful Life, or there was a Christmas movie they had there, and there was a big controversy they had last November, December about whether they could still air that movie. But Kellogg Park here has this fountain, and a couple of, well, you could say kids, but you don't know, decided they were going to put in some kind of soap thing. So that thing was all sudsing up and soap suds all over the place. And I guess it cost $1,000 to clean it out and fix it. So that prank didn't seem to work out too well. So if you know who done it, and it wasn't my evil twin, I'll grant you that, but somebody thought it was funny, but not so much when you figure the city had to pay for all that and to clean it up. All right, so 11 o'clock, so they have good accurate time in downtown Plymouth, and they have a lot of neat little small shops. It's a good, and restaurants too. Comparis, our family's eaten there before. They have food, fun, and friends. So that's a nice combination. And they got the heavy artillery out here. They were doing some work. This was a Thursday morning. And I visited my sister and nieces and whatnot. They had come to town on a visit, and they had a bed and breakfast. And so I visited them and said, hey, while I'm in Plymouth, I'm going to check this out. Again, I've been to Plymouth several times. Here's what I presume an old pharmacy, but it's vacant. So somebody could take over this spot. It's near the chocolate house. Yeah, Plymouth certainly has kept that nice small downtown atmosphere going, which is really nice. Go jump in a lake. I like that expression. So they got that on a t-shirt, and whee! Ironwood Grill. I've been there before. And this Plymouth Rocks, they sure do. I went to the Plymouth Chamber of Commerce, and I got a really nice map. And I'll show that in a little bit. But a lot of nice little small shops. It's a girl thing over here, so I wouldn't know too much about all this. Here comes the sun. Across the street is a guy thing, though, pretty much, with cigars, although some women like cigars. Forest Place, so they got alphabetical buildings here. I'm pretty sure these are tulips, but man, there's so many different varieties here, and I like these because they pop in the camera. The colors are so vibrant. All right, well, weather vanes, I started getting a kick on weather vanes. I saw one at like the Dearborn Country Club, and it was such a kick-ass weather vane. I said, I'm going to start showcasing those. The burger spot, now, a lot of restaurants, they actually start out with the food truck, and if they're successful, then they move on to a brick and mortar thing. I don't know if that was the case with that restaurant, the burger spot, or not, but for a lot of businesses, like in downtown Detroit, near Campus Martius, they have 40 food trucks, they say. I don't know if it's all that many. Maybe they rotate them, but food trucks seem to be all the rage these days. And they are so portable, which is nice. Hey, and I can take the detour here, which is great. I always like to do that. And here, I wanted to stop here. This is, I think they're based in Plymouth, this Guernsey Dairy. Caution, contents are delicious. So yeah, I'll have to one of these days stop by at their actual place, but they've been around since 1940. Kind of like the Calder Dairy that we have in Lincoln Park. And yeah, check this weather vane out. It's a moose. Mooses are cool. All right, well, there's an eye in the sky, or at least someone on the balcony, so I wasn't going to be up to any shenanigans. They got the white picket fence thing going here, and look, new construction. So this was a big to-do here. And I was going to see if they had starting prices. Sign your purchase agreement today. Usually they say starting from... They got the square footage, but I do not see anything for pricing. But if you have to ask, you probably can't afford it, right? Unsalted Coast. I like the way they promote that in Michigan. Yeah, we got salt-free water. A lot of people put these stickers on the back of their car, and some people are real clever with all of these. So I was showcasing this one. Life is good up north, I guess. And BBQ, that's an acronym for some good spicy food. It's kind of like LOL. Took me years to figure that one out. But BBQ, I caught on real quick with that one. That stands for some good eating. Gone with the Wind. Okay, I swung back around in a circle. This is the side of the Penn Theater. So in the past, they've shown The Wizard of Oz. There's Dorothy with her red shoes. And the Chic. And now I like chimneys / smokestacks or whatever. Man, this has got some... This is a single one. I like that triple one. But there's some styling going on. I had to take a closer look at this building. And the downspout, I even like the downspout, these little touches. There's a lion there. So they spent some time and did the detail. You got stained glass windows. This is sharp. But Plymouth is an older city, and it has its specific downtown. It wasn't cordoned off on a map a 6x6 blob of a city or something like that. This was an actual, I think it started with the railroads. This is called the Baker House. 1833. So you can speed read. I love our Michigan Historic Site signs. Those are great. Little snippets of information, little history. Oh, it's for sale too. So by golly, if you're looking for a sweet little place, it's available. Yeah, April showers bring May flowers. So even before May started, we had the flower thing going. Well, this was the library. A young child reading a book out front. And then, well, Plymouth, well, here's some history, too. And I thought this might be Plymouth where the Mayflower landed, that kind of thing. No, this is the Plymouth in Plymouth, England. I meant to take a look where Plymouth, England was. It's easy enough to Google Maps it and see what that's all about. But, yeah, the people from the city of Plymouth, England, came down here to celebrate thing. And then they have another historic site sign that even says this. So Plymouth was settled in 1825, incorporated in 1867. The Lord Mayor of Plymouth, England came in 1967. And so they have a little friendship going on with these people from across the pond. All right, and there's the city of Plymouth, or the city of homes, they call it. That's the seal of the city. So the city hall, police department. I always like these fire department signs. The fire chief in the car with his hat. And you can donate these. I guess that might be a good thing. I might consider that when I die, if there's a little money left over, to have a little park bench so people can just sit and rest. All right, well, railroads first came in Plymouth in 1871. Well, I guess it wasn't built off the railroads, but there's a good intersection. There's a east-west and a north-south line, and both lines are pretty active. And so behind the city hall type thing or whatnot, they had this caboose. And then someone in the back of their house had the train ticket thing going. And danger, look out for trains. So, yeah, the city of Plymouth was, they like their history. They're like old school, but it's a quaint, small city that they're on top of their game. I mean, I've been to events in Plymouth before. They have the ice carving festival in January, and they have other events through the year. It's a lot of fun. Oh, well, then this isn't so much fun. We have too many wars, and it seems like these things just keep going on and on and on. And I hope they don't have to put up more of these granite blocks to commemorate more people that have died in wars that probably shouldn't have even started to begin with. But oh well, that's not my call. All right, and they have good street lights too. That's the dual version there. Another smokestack, a threesome. So a nice church there. Dairy King. I'm familiar with Dairy Queen, but this is the Dairy King. They got all number of things: frozen yogurt, premium hand-packed ice cream, soft serve ice cream, flurries. Oh my gosh, there's too much to choose from. Stella's Tavern. I like their logo there with the dog. Black Dog Tavern. There's a single light here. Farm to market. Eat good food. That would be a good thing. And this is Westbourne. Now, we're familiar with Westbourne and Dearborn, to be sure. But they expanded out to Plymouth, and they got a nice operation going over here. Coffee, music, poetry, and something else. I missed it. Rich Wine, 1948. Yeah, they have an eclectic mix of different downtown shops. Here, United States Post Office. This was repurposed into the Westbourne Market. How cool is that? Well, the post office probably had to expand or something like that, but yeah, that was a nice repurposing by Westbourne. All right, well, we're coming up with the Cinco de Mayo and the Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby's first Saturday in May, always. I don't know if they ever canceled it and put it the next day because of rain or not, but they always advertise first Saturday in May. And then Cinco de Mayo, the parade is around May 5th, but sometimes it's before May 5th, and in this case, they're having the Cinco de Mayo parade in Detroit on May 7th, the Sunday. So it's going to be a pretty active weekend coming up here with those two big events. All right, well, this is a watch place, but their timing was a little bit off. Then an Irish pub. I have a hard time not feeling like I want to patronize Irish pubs. So Here we go. They got a party going on 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. They got featured drinks and prizes and all that. So there's Kellogg Park. If you just kind of land near there, you're pretty good. You're in the heart of the action. And there's a big parking deck right behind this this Irish pub. I like the ceiling. Those tin ceilings rock. I like the pattern they had there. And they have good lighting. Wasn't too crowded here on this Thursday afternoon. Here's the map I got from the Chamber of Commerce. So you got the city of Plymouth, and then it's surrounded by Plymouth Township. But the downtown area right here is kick-ass. Kellogg Park is right in the heart of it all. And then they even have like a north downtown or an auxiliary downtown off yonder, which I'll check out a little bit later. And here, the rail lines, a north-south and an east-west. So you have to be aware when you're in Plymouth, you could get stopped by a train. That possibility is very real. So don't act like you're in a big hurry, because ain't much you can do in that situation. They were doing some heating and cooling, ventilation type stuff, I believe. They were putting some stuff up on the rooftops, so they were hoisting this stuff up. So men at work, and a lot of times women at work. Well, that's not heating and cooling, but that might be, I don't know what that is. But they got the big crane action, so I had to wait for traffic to clear up or for it to pivot. Here's the railroad line, and I did get stopped by a train. I wish I could have shown it. 2-hour parking. Yeah, the parking's free in Plymouth, like 2 hours or 8 hours, but they say they may start charging for parking. So get there early and often before they do that. Here's a boutique place, and it might be like an art gallery that's just moving over, but this is like the Old Town Grill here on the corner, and that's a well-known place. I'll take a peek inside there a little bit. But, yeah, they're working on that building there. And then just north of there is the old, I guess, Plymouth Depot. So, nice, quaint building. I like it painted up in red. All right, so they got a double track thing going here. And gosh darn, I was hoping for a train to come by, but no such luck. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But, yeah, I was right in position to see some train action, but... Okay, well, Old Village. I said Old Town. Okay, Old Village. All right, Chesapeake and Ohio Freight House. That's an interesting-looking building. All right, well, here's a couple vehicles on the train tracks, but they don't look like trains. But they're equipped with those neat little train wheels. And so we'll see how this works here. I'm not sure if they were cleaning the tracks or what actually the function at the junction was here. But... yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I wanted to see this thing like an operation, but I couldn't really tell what it was up to. All right, Denny's Service, if you need a mechanic with a big wrench, seems like a good place to go. I like their street signs. And then a different, this tree is budding. Those, and I don't know what variety of tree that is. But a lot of cool small businesses in Plymouth. Now, I'm not a shopper per se. I like just walking around and just checking out cool buildings and cool advertising and cool little places. But if you like shopping, you get a kick out of Plymouth because there's a lot of these eccentric or eclectic type shops. Here they got the white picket fence on the lower level and the upper level, so that's pretty cool. And some more chimney action. I always like this one for the playground. The sign everywhere sign, but some are really cool signs. Look at this mini. It has eyelashes. I don't know if that comes out of the factory like that or not. All right. Honey Hole. It's a finer diner. And then a super deluxe 8. And if you guessed that it was a Ford, you're right. I was not familiar with this, but yeah, this was parked out front. And then here's a chimney with the stone action. Now that's really sweet. All right, plenty of places get coffee, and then a moose on the side of Herman's Grill. And then if you want to park your horse out front, you can do that. And then everybody's welcome. They allow a diversity of people and so forth. Detroit Blues. I love the Blues, so I was happy to see that sticker. And then, yeah, you are watching Motor Capital. The website is det.com. All right, well, this past weekend was the big draft action. The Lions had a lot of top draft picks, and I was kind of all excited about all that. They probably did okay, but I thought they could have done more in the first round. The people they got, probably they could have gotten later, maybe in the second round even, but oh well. That's not my call either. I'm just a fan. But yeah, they have all sorts of little knickknacks in this place. Here, beer. Now, there's a temporary solution. Well, ain't that the truth? So they got a lot of these beer handle things, or taps, and they got a whole collection. A lot of people can collect these things. You can collect anything these days, but yeah, beer taps are pretty cool. For sure. And there were a lot of interesting ones. And then, well, if you want the craft beer, they have a whole thing, and they got them all alphabetically listed here. A, B, C, D. Look at this. And they have seltzers and ciders. And another moose. And this one moves, too. Check this out. I didn't realize it at first, and then I'm watching this thing. It had a little bit of it was like nodding its head a little bit, up, down. Hey, and there's James Brown. Yeah, it's called the Moose. Okay, I'll get that right. Yeah, it just goes up a little bit, like you can kind of barely see it move. Can you see it there? Up and back. It's ever so slight, but it's kind of like it nods its head, like it recognizes you. And so, yeah, I was mesmerized probably for a good half hour. And then I said, okay, I got it. They got wood floors. That's always a nice touch. Wood floors are always cool. And yeah, there's the Lions. Hopefully they got a little bite to them this year. All right, and make the playoffs. Well, all right. So the Detroit thing, yeah, I just got a couple of minutes here. When the weather starts getting crazy like this, where it's just high humidity and rain, oh. So yeah, I was planning on. I went with my mom to this orchestra hall thing, saw a concert for $3.13. And that's going to do it, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.